You're here, I'm here, good music's here to be played and to be talked about. If I've earned your subscription by the end of this video, I'll be ever so grateful. I'm Alan, this is Alan Reacts. See you on that side of the tape. If you're new, welcome, thank you for joining. If you're a subscriber or tuned in more than once, 1975, still crazy after all these years, Paul Simon. I know the song, so I'm going to be reviewing it, I'm going to be analysing it, I'm going to be telling you what I know, what I remember, what I think I remember, what I think I know. But most of all, I'm hoping we'll just enjoy the song together. Let's get into it.
I met my old lover on the street last night. She seemed so glad to see me, I just smiled. And we talked about some old times, and we drank ourselves some beers. Still crazy after all these years. Oh, still crazy after all these years. I'm not the kind of man who tends to socialize.
I'll pull it back a second. Doesn't he? I think what I've always enjoyed when he's like this, and I do admire and respect Paul Simon, as on his own and with Simon & Garfunkel, it's that conversational tone. This was released in October 75. I don't know, I don't think it was released in the UK. If it was, it wasn't a hit. But it was, I think it reached the top 40 on the Billboard in October. But the album was Grammy'd in 76, but not anything in the UK. So it's sometimes our cultures collide musically and we agree on the same thing, and sometimes we don't. But I love this. I always have done. Let's carry on, guys.
I seem to lean on a man who tends to socialize. I seem to lean on old familiar ways. And I ain't no fool for love songs that whisper in my ears. Still crazy after all these years. Oh,
We are.
still crazy after all these years. 4 in the morning, crapped out, yawning, longing my life away. I never worry, why should I? It's all gonna fade.
That sax, it adds a tone of sobriety and somberness to the song. Then it uplifts you a little bit. It's beautiful, and it has that folky feel, which was going on a lot of the time. But I'm kind of thinking about where do I feel. Obviously, he's influenced artists, but whether or not they've spoke about him, I don't know. But there's a few artists I think you can see that introspective songwriting, the way they play, the way they approach it with the folky feel. And we'll tie that together at the end and the song itself. but it really has that feel. And we'll look at the lyrics because there's a few lines in there, and I'll say one, which was it's 4 a.m, that midnight hour, that really sets that tone for that real introspective moment and the existentialism of life going by. It's really good, really good. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys.
Now I sit by my window and I watch the cars. I fear I'll do some damage one fine day, but I would not be convicted by jury of my peers. Still crazy after all these years. Oh, still crazy. Still crazy. Still crazy after all these years.
So much packed into that, guess, little song with a big story into it. So really, it's let's look at 4 a.m. That symbolizes the loneliness and introspection, and that's in literature and in music. And then when you look at the sort of the lyric, longing my life away and it's all gonna fade, that's that existential contemplation. That's thinking about that threat of your mortality. Then there's still crazy after all these years. That's an acceptance. That's a recognition, yeah, of your unchanging nature. So in other words, people say, oh yeah, people change. Do they really? So most of who I am is exactly what I was 20 years ago. There'll just be tweaks to that, and a physical acceptance that I can't run as far or walk as far or lift as much or swim as much or drink as much. And that's an acceptance. But when you look just overall at the song, it really is about that. It's the existentialism of life. It's the acceptance. It's the internal dialogue. But it's in a real conversational way. He's like just talking to you. And that's it's so rewarding. And when I think of other artists who've done it, you've got to be thinking like, let me see, who am I thinking of? Just looking at the lyrics and who I think has that kind of style. John Mayer, Norah Jones, that jazzy style, that bluesy jazz style, John Mayer. Yeah, Tracy Chapman. So I don't think they'll definitively talk about it. I think if you ask them, they'd say, of course, obviously, I know who, of course I've listened to it, of course I think it's brilliant. But you don't hear them talk about that era much that I've heard. A song that won a Grammy, but that wasn't incredibly successful in the UK. I wonder why that was, guys. I wonder how many Brits. Let me know if you're a Brit, if you come in and drop in a comment, which I'd be grateful for, what you think of it, what impact it's had on you, why you still listen to it. But I love it because it's in these moments, as I'm getting older, that I'll look back and think how much of me has changed and the mortality of life coming to its end, which it will. But am I still crazy after all these years? Are you still crazy after all these years? Would you not get convicted by a jury of your peers? I like that line. I like this song a lot. 3 minutes 26, great song. Album won a Grammy. Paul Simon, what else can you say about him? I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thumbs up would be cool. Comments are even better. Subscription, well, that's down to you. I can't make you do it. I've got to earn it. Till next time, guys. Take care. This is Alan Reacts. I'm Alan, your host. If I've earned your subscription by the end of this video, I'll be ever, ever, ever so grateful. But most of all, I want you to have a good time. I'm Alan. This is Alan Reacts. See you on that side of the table.